you interviewed with Temple for a second time this offseason, and now you're back. During that process, Fran got up there and said, my guys are going Power 5. How important was that for you to hear?
Who told you I interviewed for Temple?
I was down there. I got a couple guys back down there.
I believe everything you hear.
All right, got you. Well, for Fran to come out and say that, though,
yeah.
How big is that?
I mean, Coach Fran is selfless. He always pushing his staff. He always pushing his players. He wants the best for us. So we get the opportunity to lead the program. He's going to do everything possible to help us get that opportunity, and we're thankful for him.
Second year with this group, what are you looking forward to out of him?
Just continuing to grow. I think there's places where we can really improve on. As far as just tackling, running to the ball, just creating turnovers. And it's a fun group to be around. Again, we lost some guys, and I'm excited for the guys that have the opportunity to step up now.
You got a guy like Chris Thomas coming in here. How big of a role do you anticipate him playing?
I say I knew Chris since high school. I actually recruited Chris out of high school, so I knew him for years. I recruited his little brother. His brother decided to come here, so I'm happy to have both of those guys here. He's a big body. He's a good kid. He's smart. Plays extremely hard. Has success where he was at Marshall, so we're looking forward to adding to the group.
Do you go to certain players and ask them to be leaders, or do they kind of evolve through practice, especially with guys like JB and Mark?
Yeah, leaders evolve, and I think before they can lead, they have to learn to follow. And I think our group does a really good job, starting with Tank, being one of the older guys in the room, but he shows by example. I'm excited to have him in the room to help those young guys come along, even the newcomers come along. And so you got guys like Derek McDonald, Deuce Chestnut that's been here, played a lot of ball for us, and they're showing the guys how to lead and how to follow as well.
Coach, spring ball is about evaluation, and this time right now, what are you seeing with the players to try to evaluate aggressiveness and maybe eagerness besides the discipline?
Well, I'll tell you what, going into practice 3, I'm pleased in the direction these guys are going. They're playing hard, a lot of energy, showing up every day ready to work, and that's all you can ask of these kids at this moment.
Compared to this time last year, how have you seen Coach Fran really grow and develop as a coach?
I'll tell you what, I'm extremely not even surprised. I'm just extremely happy to be on the staff and learn from him, the way he handles things, how he connect with our kids, how he connect with our staff, the organization, how he's a part of the community. He does everything the right way.
And what are some of the biggest things you've learned from him in that time?
Man, just talking about just getting out there every day, being relentless, being dark, being selfless. That's the guy that says he's always pushing for someone else to have success. I love that about him.
Going into year 2, with this defense, how much of it for you is looking at what you guys did last year, the success, maybe the weak points, and how much of it is kind of starting from scratch and, starting season 2 off on the right foot?
Yeah, you got to go look in the mirror. At the end of the year, you got to go look in the mirror. You got to look at all the things you've done, see what you've done well, what you didn't do so well, and then I think you got to figure out, was it the scheme, was it the cause, or was it just some things we got to fix up? We got to be fundamentally sound, work on all the techniques. We just got to fly to the ball. I think our biggest issue we had to fix was tackling, and we're working on that every day.
Coach, we've seen the shirts working more in 4th and 9, so seem to be really pushing the guys on here through spring.
Yeah, we got to take accountability for what happened on those downs. Just understand you never know what play is going to be to get you to the national championship, where it's going to win you a game. So we don't know what point it's going to come up where we had to do things the right way. So we push our guys to be relentless on every last play and treat everything as 4 for 1, 4 for 1, having that urgency.
You got a youngster in Demari Samuel who's going both ways, 17 years old in his first camp here. So I know he's talented, but how do you balance putting too much on young guys playing?
Yeah, he's extremely talented. I say Coach Fran has a plan for him. When he get offensive reps, when he get defensive reps, and again, he's eager to learn. He's smart, he's bright, and I think you got to be special to be able to play both ways. And I was just doing a good job of that so far.
With defense, when you're trying to evaluate your guys, it maybe can get a little hard when you're going against the same guys every day. Now you got this whole Syracuse and Colorado potential spring game. Just as a coordinator who want to see his guys against some other players for one day out the week.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for our players, exposure. It's a great opportunity for us as a staff, as our players. I think it's a great opportunity for Syracuse, just to go out there and have a chance to compete on a high level against a really good Colorado team and a great staff. So they said we have no control if that gets approved or not, but if it does get approved, we'll be excited to be a part of it.
We saw some young redshirt freshmen get some props at the end. I'm not sure how much you can, tell us about what was happening there, but, what can you say about the props that they got at the end of practice?
Well, the great thing about those young guys is a lot of those guys had the opportunity to play a lot of special teams, even when they redshirted. I think we got a chance, our whole team, to get in the bowl game, so they got a little experience to see what it felt like. But they've been working extremely hard in the weight room this offseason, so they get their opportunity, and we're excited about that.
Derek McDonald mentioned that he feels like you guys are ahead of where you were this time last season. Would you agree with that? And why do you think he would say that?
I wish spring ball went for 30 days. So I tell you this, I'm glad that he feels that way. But for us, man, we're going to go one day at a time, attack each day as it is.
Coach, for the Diggs family, just what you could say about what the NFL gets with Fadil and a team stepping up the way that he has and what he could bring to the table for Syracuse.
I'm extremely happy for Fadil and his family. He has a great opportunity. I think he did everything possible to show his talents and show who he can be. He's smart. He's a great kid. He's a great leader. I'm looking forward to see where he lands. Now, as for team got to run his own path. You know, he's not his brother, and his brother's not him. Team's gonna be fine, but Fatim has to follow his own path, his own dreams, and run his race. But we're excited about Fatim. I'm glad to have another Diggs in our team.
Leadership-wise for you, just what you've learned about yourself, looking in the mirror from year 1 to year 2.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is I'm just grateful for the staff that I have and the guys I have around me and people that I can bounce ideas off of and challenge myself. Like I said, I'm a selfless person, so at the end of the day, if somebody have a better idea or a way we should do things, I'm always be open to it. So for me, it's just staying hungry to continue to learn more and learn our players, understand what our players do well, and help our players be successful.
Coach, there was quite a reaction on pro day when Marlo ran his 40, because that just kind of everybody happy for him that he kind of made it back and now he's on his way to the NFL.
How can you not be happy for Marlo for everything he's done? Even prior to us getting here, I heard nothing but great things about him. You got to be happy for a guy like that. You know, watch his mother and his grandmother just be happy and smiling and crying. That kid is selfless as well. And he does everything possible. He comes back, sit in meetings with our guys. So we're excited for all those guys that are going to get the opportunity to go to the next level.
Is one of the big attributes for Cinco that he can play safety and corner? Is that a big selling point? Are NFL teams asking you about that?
Yeah, he's versatile, and I think he'll be able to play any style of defense. He's played corner, he plays safety, he's been at nickel, so he showed he can do a lot of things. Not just him, even C. Lou as well. So these guys have an opportunity. They'll have an opportunity at the next level.
Staying on that topic of versatile players, Justin Barron, saying that most teams saying they like him as a full-time linebacker. What did you see out of him in that position?
Well, he showed he can do it all. He played 3 years in the back end. We asked him to move to linebacker. He did it without any issues. He's smart. He can learn. He's big. He can run. And when you got guys like that, they find a way to be successful.
Elijah, what was your reaction when Fran told you were going to have to share Demetrius with the offense?
Listen, when guys put points on the scoreboard, you're happy as a defensive coach. So if he can score for us, I'm happy to have him over there.
What's your first impression of him? Sort of been?
But since day one we started recruiting him, he was a mature young man. We loved him, loved his family, enjoyed having him around. We knew he was talented, but like I said, he's a young man that he'll make everybody smile around him. You know, so I'm happy to be around him.
He doesn't look 16.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't look 16.
Couple more for Coach.
You mentioned the importance of getting guys in the Holiday Bowl. Which kind of young guys stood out to you the most?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, at that point when they all went in, just to see the guys on the sideline being happy for them, no matter who it was. We had guys play for the first time, guys that was on scout team that went in and made significant plays, not just at the end of the game, but we had some guys like Ibn and those guys that had to go out and play from the beginning of the game and make plays. You know, so we're excited to have those guys in. It just shows you that you have to have that, and you have to continue to develop these guys throughout the season.
Fran mentioned Anwar, showed a lot of maturity over the bowl practices that sort of allowed you guys to bring him back. What did you sort of see, and what did you like from him that, he was in the portal and you wanted him back?
Repeat that again.
What did you see from Anwar Sparrow during bowl practices that made you guys sort of want him back out of the portal?
Yeah, I mean, he was a guy we always knew was really talented. We knew he can learn the defense. He can play extremely well for us. I think he just had sparked the fire under him, and he went out there and he performed at a high level. So we was always wanting to have success, whether it was here or somewhere else, but I'm glad he's back with us.
What kind of role do you want King Joseph to play in his second year?
I want him to help us as much as he possibly can. And that's for Kane to go out and continue to develop and listen to Coach Nick, do all the things possible so he can be an every down player for us and not just a third down player. But he's talented, he's young, but it's time for him to get going and get ready to help us.
There's a difference between friends and friendly. When did you know that you and Fran were friends for life?
Yeah, so we have history outside just myself and Fran. Our family knew each other. Our family grew up together. Our parents knew each other. We played Little League ball, even though he was older than me. I couldn't play with him because I was too big. So I had to play with the guys that was older than me but bigger than Fran at his age. Then, like I said, in high school, he was my starting quarterback when I was a freshman. So just Fran's been somebody's been involved in my family for a very long time. We had the same godfather, same godbrother. So like I said, we've been raised like family.
Thanks, Coach.